Hello and welcome everyone, Benjamin Carano here, and welcome to part 11 of the mountain bike build. This is going to be another short video similar to part 10 of how to install your mountain bike handlebars. So without further ado, let's get to it. So this video is probably one of the simplest videos in terms of parts we'll need for the video. You'll obviously just need your handlebars, an Allen wrench, and your bike with the fox forks and the stem. Well, you don't have to have the fox forks, but you'll remember from the video, which I will link in the description, of how to install your forks, headset, and stem. So yeah, we'll pick off basically where we left off on that video with installing the handlebars and then tightening down the cap here and getting the alignment correct over the front wheel for the handlebars to be at a perfect 90-degree angle from the front wheel if we drew a line continuing from the front wheel on. So without further ado, let's get to it. So we're going to start by removing all of the Allen head bolts and removing this front plate from the stem. So I'm just going to get them loosened. Maybe yours are already off or loose, but my stem just came with them on the stem, so we're just going to go ahead and remove them real quick. And be careful in removing them, because there will usually be a little washer here that you don't want to lose. Alright, so there's the front plate removed, and now we can go ahead and put the handlebars on. So now that that plate is removed, we're going to go ahead and take the handlebars and rest them in here, trying to make sure that everything is really centered. By the way, these are 780 millimeters wide, 30 millimeter rise, and for the 31.8 millimeter clamp. So when those are rested in there, doesn't matter whether they're up or down or any of that yet, we're just going to rest the Husfeld front there, and then go ahead and take the bolts and begin hand threading each one of them back into the stem. I'm going to start with the two that are diagonally opposite from each other to get everything held in place a little bit quicker. Now we can go ahead and put the other two in. And then hold the Husfeld front here, get them as tight as we can by hand. And then we can go ahead and take the Allen wrench and start to get everything pretty snug. So again, I'm starting with the two that are diagonally opposite from each other. And once those are snug enough, that's actually a little bit too snug. I love using the word snug if you couldn't tell. We'll loosen it up just enough to be able to actually orient these and center them to the height we want it. So we obviously don't want them like that. We want to tip them up a little bit. Make sure everything's centered, just looking at some of the arrows through the middle there. And then we can go ahead and actually tighten everything. So now you can see as I snug one bolt, everything now is held into place. And I'll go ahead and tighten the other ones, working in an X pattern. So I'll start with like this one, 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 until they're all pretty snug. You don't want to like crank the crap out of them or you'll damage the threads, but you can definitely go pretty tight on these. So now that those are getting tight, we're going to go ahead and align everything, because you can see right now that this handlebars here will turn on their own without the wheel turning. And that was done on purpose. I didn't tighten anything yet so that we could purposely get everything aligned. What you'll want to do first is tighten down your steer tube cap until you can just barely turn these spacers by hand. You can see that the spacers can somewhat turn without turning anything else. And that's about how tight you want your steer tube cap. And then, like I said before, we're gonna look down this wheel line here and basically use our eye to debate about this 90-degree turn. so we can hold the wheel with a foot and be able to basically turn this into place until it's a good 90 degree from that wheel. Then we can basically take the Allen key and tighten down these two bolts right here. So there'll be one on this side and one diagonally opposite on the bottom there. And that'll be it for installing the handlebars. So now I'm happy with that alignment, so I can go ahead and tighten these side bolts down. And again, don't crank the crap out of these things or you'll damage the threads on the stem. But they are something that if you under tighten, you'll have problems on the trail with your handlebars falling off, and we don't want that either. So not too tight, but definitely pretty snug. All right, so that's it for installing our handlebars. This is really starting to look like a bike. Let's see if I can get the camera a little bit farther out here. That is definitely starting to look nice. I am super excited. This build is coming along great. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that video of putting your handlebars on. Again, making sure that the rise kind of comes up here. You can kind of tip it back and forth a little bit after we get the whole bike together to debate what feels really comfortable. And then, yeah, we'll have to put the brakes on and shifters and all that stuff before we go ahead and put the grips on. So next, I'll probably be doing the seat post in the next video. But with that said, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.